In an attempt to save climate and the entire planet, or specifically Canada, yesterday, before the hockey game between Canada and the United States even finished, Justin Trudeau hopped on his private jet and flew from Vancouver or from Toronto or Montreal, wherever the game was, all the way to Vancouver to meet with Prince Harry, who isn't getting deported from America by Donald Trump because, to quote the President of the United States, he's got enough problems with his wife. And then in a bizarre string of events today, you have a plane from Minneapolis that crashed at the Toronto Pearson Airport. It actually went belly up. So we're going to take a look at that and how there are some injuries, but I don't actually know if there's any reported deaths. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Buckle up because this is going to be a pretty interesting one. Starting things off here with Justin Trudeau, who left the hockey game to hop on his jet and fly to Vancouver to meet the Prince and talk about Ukraine.
That you can take that back to Ukraine with you. I said the same thing last time in Düsseldorf, but I know there's new faces and new competitors here. So the whole world, this whole Invictus community and the whole world stand with you. So take that back with you to Ukraine. And thank you for taking the time to come and join us, guys. It would not be an Invictus game without you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't know why these people are so freaking obsessed with Ukraine, but it's starting to get extremely annoying. And ever since this plane crash that happened within the past couple of hours that we're not going to be taking a look at in Toronto, Justin Trudeau has not mentioned a single thing. You go to his X account, there's no statement, there's no nothing. And this is extremely viral already on social media. So let's take a look now at some of these photos. You got breaking: a Delta CRJ 900 flying from Minneapolis just crashed at the Toronto Pearson Airport. You can see the wheels are up. It is absolutely belly up. And then you can see here people are on the ground, the crew, and they are doing their best to evacuate everybody and to hose it down in case of fires, which we're going to take a look at right now.
We're in Toronto. We just landed. Our plane crashed. It's upside down. Fire department's on site.
Holy smokes.
Upside down. Everybody, most people appear to be okay. We're all getting off. Some smoke going on.
Wow. And this is still a developing story. So according to Libs of TikTok, update: at least 8 injured after the Delta plane crash at the Toronto Pearson Airport. You can see that they've got firefighters, paramedics, everybody on board, and they're evacuating everyone, and they're spraying it, hosing it down in order to prevent any combustion, right? And I'll take a look at the mainstream media's coverage and see what they have to say about the matter.
Let's begin with a live look at Toronto's Pearson International Airport, the busiest airport in the nation. Of course, police confirming a small commuter plane is down. Reports suggest the plane was a Delta Airlines flight from Minneapolis to Toronto. The plane is upside down on the runway. No planes are taking off at the moment. Once again, here is a live shot of what we can see of the incident happening right now at Pearson International Airport. A significant incident here. We're trying to get more information about the extent of any potential injuries. It was a plane that was out of Minneapolis, operated by Delta Airlines, of course, coming here to Toronto. No exact word on the cause of this crash. Of course, just looking at the video, and of course, everyone in Toronto knowing what the weather has been like for the past many days, quite not the best conditions for planes to land, and everything, all the snow that's been going on throughout Toronto once again.
Insane snowstorm that's happened in Ontario and in Toronto, and they're estimating it's going to take over 3 weeks to get rid of all of the snow, because that's just how much has taken place, and you can't just let it sit there in the city, right? There's too many people. It's going to cause too much congestion, which is wild. So I don't know if that played a factor in it or the weather did, but let's continue here.
And we're looking live at Pearson International Airport, and police confirmed to us that a small commuter plane is down. Reports suggest the plane, as I mentioned, was a Delta Airlines flight from Minneapolis to Toronto, with the plane upside down on the runway. You can assume right now that emergency crews are doing everything they can to assess the damage. That's whether that's fire department, other emergency personnel, including first responders, likely rushing to the scene. And of course, Pearson Airport as well, trying to get as much information as possible to be able to pass that on to news outlets like us. Once again, here is a live shot of Pearson International Airport. And with me right now is CTV News aviation specialist Phil Doherty. Phil, just looking at the images and what we know so far, walk us through the situation that's happening at Pearson Airport.
Well, good afternoon. Yeah, there's pretty sketchy right now on what exactly happened. It's a CRJ 900 operated by Delta Connect. It is upside down on the runway. From what I've heard, the wings are missing, but people are getting out of the aircraft.
So, Phil, of course, I don't want to get too far ahead and speculate about what might have happened, but with, the weather conditions and the plane itself, kind of walk us through, some potential scenarios here.
Well, the winds are really gusting out there right now. I was just outside shoveling snow, actually, and the winds are blowing quite a gale. I was just going on to see what the actual wind conditions were, but at this point in time, we're not exactly sure.
Yeah, of course, we can speculate about weather conditions, but of course, pilots and these planes are well equipped for a flight that is coming from Toronto, from Minneapolis to Toronto. Of course, both of those destinations quite familiar with conditions like this.
Yeah, it's similar.
Yeah, well, the pilots are really well trained in North America, so we'll have to wait and see exactly what happened. But like I said, the weather could be a factor.
So,
not to sound like a bit of a conspiracy theorist here, but I'm starting to feel like there's more and more plane crashes happening in North America recently. There's nothing other than just the news is showing more and more of it happening now, whether it's happened in the past and we didn't really pay attention to it, or whether it's happening now more, I don't know, but I just feel like more of these things are popping up. This is the third, fourth, fifth one so far this calendar year. That's weird, right? I'm not suggesting anything. I'm just saying that's a little weird.
In a situation like this, just want to get your thoughts on the airport reaction here. From what I understand, flights are on hold. Can you confirm that? Do you know that for sure?
They're probably, they're going to have aircraft holding all over the place. I'll have a better idea when I can get onto the net and take a look at the traffic patterns.
Mm-hmm. Of course, over the past couple of weeks, when we look south of the border, there have been several aviation incidents. But of course, once again, not trying to speculate too much, but, we see these images recently, several incidents. But just overall, something like this is quite rare when it comes to takeoff and landing particularly.
Well, I mean, it's the most hazardous part of the flight, right? Mm-hmm. When you're slow and close to the ground. So, but the pilots are very well trained in the simulator, doing, reduced visibility landings, practicing crosswind landings. So, like I said, we just have to wait and see what the black boxes say and the interviews with the pilot.
So, Phil, this is a live shot that we have, but we also have a still image, which I believe shows the plane a little, closer. And there you can see it is upside down. We see the wheels there pointing upwards. I just want to get your reaction looking at this, how something like this might have happened, and just your reaction to seeing a photo like this where the plane on the runway, near the runway, is totally upside down.
Right, but one of the things is you can see in the foreground there's that windsock, and the windsock is showing that the winds are blowing about 20 to 30, 25 knots, and it's a crosswind landing because it looks like they were landing on 06 right or left, one of the two. Mm-hmm. But there is a pretty strong crosswind.
Whew. Maybe they caught a kind of rogue crosswind, the way that there's a rogue wave in the ocean. I'm not too sure, but this is still ongoing. It's still developing. So make sure that you subscribe to this channel and turn post notifications on so you can stay updated. We do have confirmation that there are at least 8 people injured in terms of fatalities. That's still going to be, released as time goes on. And then, of course, the cause of this, as an investigation kind of unravels, we'll have more details. It's extremely tragic, and I hope that there was no deaths, obviously. Thanks for watching. See you guys later. Bye.